What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JP on Keys, and it's too easy back with another video today. We got Long Live Palestine, Lowkey. We already know a couple weeks ago we watched his Oxford Union address where he talked about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, about the constant militarization of Palestine from the Israelis with the U.S. backing. Like he said, the U.S. does give $3 billion a year to Israel for the militarization of Palestine. This war has been going on for over 100 years, and people are still being affected to this day. But anyway, I figured I've been requesting this song for a while. I don't know why I've been holding off, but today is the day where we do it. So without further ado, strap yourselves in, get your popcorn, get your whatever you snack on while you watch my video, get your little water. You know what I'm saying? We drink water. You drink water all 2K19. Drink water. Water is great. I mean, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. This is for Palestine, Ramallah, West Bank, Gaza. This is for the child that is searching for the answer. Wish I could take your tears and replace them with laughter. Long live Palestine, long live Gaza. Palestine, Ramallah, West Bank, Gaza. This is for the child that is searching for the answer. Wish I could take your tears and replace them with laughter. Long live Palestine. While we listen to tunes made by ignorant fools, Israel blocked the UN from delivering food. They bring in the Palestine.
Listen to this. Listen to this. This is a very, very, very important point. Listen to this.
While we listen to tunes made by ignorant fools, Israel blocked the UN from delivering food.
While we listen to tunes made by ignorant fools, Israel blocked the UN from delivering food. You see, it's always something to distract you from something that's even more important. We still have forgotten about the Flint water crisis. They've been without clean water for 4 years, and people think it's dirt in the water. It's not dirt in the water. The water is legitimately contaminated with some type of harmful ingredient. If it was dirt, the dirt would have just cleared out by now. The water is still brown after 4 years. Okay. Again, it's always something to distract you from the most important issue. They always put some type of situation, as whether it involves a celebrity, whether it involves Donald Trump, it involves if you're in the UK, if it involves the Prime Minister, if it involves anything. Isn't the Prime Minister named Theresa May? That's the UK. That's the UK Prime Minister, right? Her name's Theresa May. It's going to be something involving her. Apparently, they're saying her and Trump were in cahoots somehow. But right, it's always a situation where they distract you with something that means nothing, to really divert your attention away from the really, really important issue. People still don't understand there's a slave trade in Libya still going on. There's still a slave trade in Libya. Still. China captured over 1 million Muslims and is capturing them and putting them in internment camps, like the United States did with Japan when they feared on the Japans after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. They put them all in internment camps. They're doing the same thing to Muslims in China. Well, do you hear about that? No, you don't. You don't. I'm just telling you, it's always something meaningless. It has nothing to do with anything that distracts you from something that is really, really, really going on.
Bring in the troops and you won't even glimpse at the news. They make money off the products that we're quick to consume. And it's not simply a question of differing views. Forget emotions, this is facts. What I spit is the truth. Makes no difference if...
Exactly. I think people make decisions based on emotions way too often. Because emotions are so up and down. It's like you can be feeling great one day, you can be feeling terrible the next. You know what I mean? You make decisions based on emotion. I did this because I was feeling a certain way. That usually does not end good for anybody. You know, like it's not always good to make decisions based on emotion and feelings. Feelings are subjective. It's only like feelings are only felt by you, not by everybody else. I mean, sometimes they might share your views or maybe, but more often than not, the decisions made by feelings are not great decisions, and they end up really hurting other people, like very badly.
If you're a Christian or if you're a Jew, they're just people living in different conditions to you. They still die when you bomb their schools, mosques and hospitals. It's not because of rockets, please God, can you stop this all? I'm not related to the strangers on the TV, but I relate, cause those strangers could have been me. Words could never ever explain the raw tragedy. It's not a war, they're just murdering more rapidly. And
exactly, they try to disguise it. It's a way that they try to disguise it. Say we're at war. We're at war with these Middle Eastern countries. We're at war. So we just bomb and just keep dropping bombs on innocent people. No, they're not dropping bombs they're not just dropping bombs on military bases. They're dropping bombs on cities full of innocent people, killing innocent women and children and men and everybody else. That has nothing to do with the war. If it was such a war, why is the United States always on the offensive if it's a war? It seems like it's just really centered aggression on one part of the world. It's just really centered aggression, It's just, does it really make sense to bomb every day? You got a 9 hour, like 5, 6, 7 hours of bomb runs every day. Is that really necessary? Is that really necessary? They bomb you every day. Children in the country, the hearing probably is terrible because of the constant sound. Imagine if you keep hearing boom, 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 boom. You keep hearing explosions every day for the rest of your life. Not for the rest of your life. I mean, like, you for every day for 4 or 5 years, all you've heard is explosions every day. How would you feel if you heard explosions every day of your life? If someone you didn't know came in and killed you for no reason, came in and killed your father for no reason, how would you feel? These are all questions that we should be thinking about and answering.
We're automatically supporting pure savagery. Imagine how you feel if this was your family.
Free my people, long live Palestine. We will never.
I like this chorus. We on this whole. I like this chorus.
Imagine how you feel if this was your family.
Free my people, long live Palestine. We will never let you go.
Sing it with me now. Free.
It said, "Free my people, long live Palestine." I like that. That's hard. I like that. I like that hook.
Free Palestine, 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 free Palestine.
Exactly, babies, little innocent babies are getting killed because of greed and a need for domination, for a means to make money, a means to have an excuse to bomb other countries. That was just a reason to bomb. This is just a reason to do it because apparently this is a terrorist hub in the Middle East. It's a terrorist hub, considering how, again, in the United States, I don't know about the UK, but in the United States, most of the terrorist attacks are domestic, and most terrorist attacks are executed by Caucasian men. Okay, cool. I'm gonna just leave that there. I'm just gonna leave that there. That's it.
Stand remains in my heart forever. We stand for peace, times of war. We shan't surrender. Remember, it didn't start in this dark December. Every coin is a bullet if you're Marks and Spencer. And when you're sipping Coca-Cola, that's another pistol in the holster of them soulless soldiers. You say you know about the Zionist lobby, but you put money in their pocket when you're buying their coffee.
Exactly. You can't talk about, oh, I don't, you talking about, oh man, I'm against the system. I don't really trust the system is trash. But then you go to the system stores and buy products from the system to support the system. Come on now, let's rethink that. You're gonna say, oh, I don't, I don't rock with the system, but then you keep wearing Gucci. You buy the Jordans. You buy the Gucci head. You buy the Gucci, the Louis, all these name brands that you can't even pronounce. You buy, you go broke trying to give off the impression that you look rich when you are poor. That's the thing. Why do you have to look the part? You don't have to look. People like to look rich. They don't know how to. Most people don't know how to get to that financial point. So they just have to look the part. You know, like if I told you, if I tried to, if I came into your office and I didn't know a thing about how to get the job, but I had the suit on, you would at least think, hey, he knows. He at least he has some type of knowledge. He's dressed up nice. You know, that's the thing. You got to put on you got to see who can put on the best act. Who can act the best? Who can act rich? Who can play like they're rich? We all playing make believe. Act like we're rich. No point. Spending money, spend money here, spend money there, spend money this. Spend. How about you save money? How about let's start saving money instead of spending money. Maybe you don't need a pair of Jordans. Maybe you don't need that really expensive shirt. Maybe you don't need to go out to eat every night. Maybe you don't. But hey, like I said, it's your money. Do what you must with your money.
Talking about revolution sitting in Starbucks. The fact is, that's the type of thinking I can't trust, let alone even start to respect. Before you talk, learn the meaning of that scarf on your neck. Forget Nestle, Obama promised Israel 30 billion over the next decade.
Exactly. Remember what he said in remember what Lowkey said in that in the Oxford Union address? Like remember, and then I said this in the beginning too. U.S. gives $3 billion in aid to Israel every year, and you know how they make that money? Off of the taxpayers in the U.S., off of us, off of U.S. taxpayers. U.S. taxpayers' money goes right to Israel to further oppress Palestine. Think about that.
They're trigger happy and they're crazy. Think about that when you're putting Huggies nappies on your babies.
Free my people, long live Palestine. We will never let you go.
Sing it with me now. Free Palestine. 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 It's not just a war over stolen land. Why do you think little boys are throwing stones at tanks? And we'll never really know how many people are dead. They drop bombs on innocent girls while they sleep in their bed.
Exactly. Or innocent people, innocent mothers with their babies. Bombs blow up the whole building. Everybody in that building is dead. Think about that. Think about that.
Don't get offended by facts, just try and listen. Nothing is more anti-Semitic than Zionism. So please don't bring bad vibes when you speak to me. There's plenty of rabbis that agree with me. It's your choice what you do with this message. Don't get it confused, I view this from a human perspective. How many more resolutions have to be violated? How many more children have to be annihilated? Israel is a terror state, they're terrorists that terrorize. I testify my television, televise and telling lies. This is not a war, it is systematic genocide. But whatever they try, Palestine will never die.
Free my people, long live Palestine. We will never.
Exactly, just like genocide. Think of genocide like all the wars in South Africa. That's genocide. Killing our own people. For what? What is the purpose of bombing? What's the purpose of bombing a country every day? Why do you have to constantly bomb a country? What's the purpose? What is the I'm not a military expert by any means, but what is the purpose of bombing a country, bombing them to the point where they can't do anything? You're suffocating them with bombs. Oh, you dropped 2 bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. One too many. You dropped 1 too many bombs. You should have dropped no bombs, for real. How are you gonna drop a bomb that destroys the city and then turn around and drop another bomb that destroys the city again, people are still feeling the radiation effects until this day. Think about babies are being born with serious birth defects, people getting cancer at a higher rate. They had people having to quarantine in certain areas, so you can't even live there anymore because you're gonna die from the radiation exposure. Just think about it, right? Think about just the senselessness of nuking, not just bombing a country twice, nuking a country twice, nuking an island twice, a small island. Japan is like, do you know how small Japan is compared to like a country like Great Britain or a state like Texas or California? You know how small Japan is in comparison to that? You nuked that country. You nuked it twice. Mr. Harry S. Truman nuked Japan twice. Almost 70,000 people killed from both bombs.
Sing it with me now.
Free Palestine, 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 free Palestine.
Palestine, Ramallah, West Bank, Gaza. This is for the child that is searching for an answer. Wish I could take your tears and replace them with laughter. Long live Palestine, long live Gaza. Palestine, Ramallah, West Bank, Gaza. This is for the child that is searching for an answer. Wish I could take your tears and replace them with laughter. Long live Palestine, long live Gaza.
Man, exactly. When will the senseless murder stop? You know what I mean? Okay. Why are you talking about Palestine? You're not even from there, but still, senseless murder is never justified. Most murder, this type of murder and slaughtering and constant bombing, militarization is nowhere near any means of being justified. Israel is literally coming in to Palestine, seizing Palestinian land and claiming it as their own. And they're being funded by the United States of America. Good old America. But yeah, they're being funded by America. Like I said, $3 billion a year. Like you said, $30 billion over the next decade. 30 divided by 10 is 3. So $3 billion a year to go into Palestine, steal your land, kill everybody there, bomb every building, run over everybody with tanks, just military equipment, just, it's something that has to be resolved. You can't just, you know what I mean? Again, if this was your people, you have to think. Like, most people, I'm telling you, man, that's how people are wired. People do not care about something until it happens right at home. People don't care about somebody suffering until you're the one that has to do with suffering, and then you reach out to everybody, and then, oops, you get the cold shoulder. Nobody cares until it happens to them. Nobody cares about a child suffering until it's your child. That's how people are. That's how people are, man. People don't care until it hits home. They don't. And then when it's your child that you're gonna have to bury, just think about that. When it's your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your uncle, your aunt, your cousin, whoever, just think about that next time you try to brush this issue off. Just think about that. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you are new to this channel. Subscribe. Hit me on my socials. My socials are in the description. My podcast is in the description also. Hopefully I can put out a new podcast episode this week. But just remember, take into consideration what these people are going through. And again, be grateful of your situation. Just take that into consideration. That's all I'm asking. But again, share this video wherever you share videos at. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. I already said that. Hit the notification bell so you know I upload, because I do upload pretty frequently. Yeah. And be safe. Have a great day. Remember, be grateful for where you're at, because it could all change like that. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Have a great day. Be safe out there. I'm out. Peace.